every type of music here. Look around. I saw some young people. You guys like download your music. We got a lot of CDs and cassettes. And fucking 8-track as well. You can laugh louder. He can't hear you. We got millennials and colonial. We're having a good time. I do comedy everywhere. I just got back from a third world country. Yeah, Yuma, Arizona. Oh my God, have you been to this town? It's like the fucking Star Wars cantina down there. That is the only town that if you have all your teeth, they look at you like you're suspicious. So I got pulled over by the Yuma Police Department, right? Cop walks up, I'm speeding, I totally lied. He's like, why are you going so fast? And I was like, oh, my wife called. She said the house that we're staying in, the front window is broken, and she thinks a burglar's still inside. Swear to God, this cop goes, let's get this son of a bitch. He makes me follow him to the house. I called the wife in a panic. I'm like, weird request. Break out the front window. My poor son that was taking a nap got arrested for a felony. It's not fair. But I was doing comedy at their comedy club down there, and it's called Giggles Comedy Spot. And they refer to this place as the G spot for comedy. I told my wife I was going to the G spot. She's like, I'm just glad you finally found it. I was bombing. I was not doing well. There was a guy in the front row in a wheelchair. Guys, I did so bad. He stood up and walked out the door. Let's get to know you guys. Your parents, where's my parents at? More than 3-4 kids. Anybody? More than 3-4 kids? Oh, fucking, they pointed at you like you're a whore, man. What's going on? When you guys are drinking wine, someone's gonna be topless at a Waffle House later. How many kids? 4? That's too many kids. 4 kids? 4 kids, really? You can't swallow? What's your problem? You're good, you're good. She's choking now. You just snorted there. That was cool. That's like the biggest compliment to a comedian. She didn't know to laugh or breathe. If my next show can queef, I'll retire right now. I have 2 teenage boys, 2 boys. This must be a young joke with young people. My son comes up to me and he goes, Dad, who sings the song Radioactive? And I'm like, Imagine Dragons. And he goes, Imagine dragging these nuts across your face. What the fuck does that mean, man? I got him back. We were at church. We were at church, and he goes, Dad, I want to start gambling. He goes, his friend's mom won a scratch-off lottery ticket. She won $500. He goes, in church, I want to start gambling right now. I said, yeah, let's just start right now. I said, I bet you $100 that someone's phone goes off during service. He takes the bet. So I went to the bathroom and fucking called him. Yeah. Fuck these kids, man. My one son, we took him to Disneyland. We're on that roller coaster that's in the dark. I always forget the name of it. Space something. Space Mountain? So we're on Space Mountain. Mid-ride, we hear a 12-year-old girl screaming at the top of her lungs. And then we realized I was that 12-year-old girl. But guys, I look over, my son, mid-ride, is text messaging on his phone. Mid-ride. And then it made me realize how I'm going to die. I'm going to be on life support. And he's gonna unplug me to charge that fucking phone. And I don't get this, like all my kids do is play video games and masturbate. That's all my kids do. I don't know why I pointed at you. Don't lick your lips, sir, it's weird, don't do that. They do, all they do is play video games and masturbate. Guys, we don't have a washcloth in the house that folds correctly. I cut my fucking hair. And I know my one son has a masturbation problem. We bought him a Fitbit for his birthday. That motherfucker averages 75,000 steps a day. It's disgusting. Talk to married people. We learned you're married, right? What about you two? You guys married, dating, fucking? What are you doing? You're married, so not fucking. All right, cool. How long have you been married?
We're actually celebrating our anniversary for
17 years? Nice. Nice. Big Dick McGee right here, fucking 8-track. Nice. Like 17 years in a row? I was at a show, no bullshit, last night, and there was a couple in the front row. They had been married, what was it, 1973? They were married 73 years. And I asked the husband, I go, what's the secret to marriage? And he goes, communication and always understanding each other. I asked the wife the same question. She goes, no habla inglés. So that's crazy that you've been, today's your anniversary, you said? So today's our anniversary, our wife is here. We're celebrating 31 years of marriage. Thank you. I married my high school sweetheart. Yeah, I was her teacher. She wanted to add I do with a D. Just a joke. Just a joke, Karen. I was her youth pastor. No, the truth is, applaud for my wife. She's been a teacher for over 20 years, so thank you. And I was a corporate trainer for over 20 years, but I'll get to those jokes later. I want to talk more about my dear wife, all right? She is mad at me. So have you guys ever fart in front of each other, I assume? He said that like they shit in front of each other. So I farted like 2 weeks ago in front of the wife, and she's like, you're disgusting. She farted this morning. And I was like, you're disgusting. And she goes, that wasn't a fart. That was an angel's whisper. I'm like, your angel needs mouthwash. What the fuck? An angel's whisper. That made me laugh so hard I farted. Now, when my wife and I were early on married, we would have sex everywhere. Like one time we had sex on a putting green. Another time was in a tent. And then the most fun for us was actually inside a kayak. Now, we're no longer allowed at that Dick's Sporting Goods. Let me do some impressions for you. Now, this is an impression. Now, don't tighten up on me, okay? This is an impression of when I was 18 years old, and my dear wife, because we're high school sweethearts, giving me my first hand job. And please understand, it won't be that crude, but you have to understand with this joke, we had no idea what we were doing. It's an impression of me getting my first hand job at 18 years old. And I came, yeah. This is an impression, again, it won't be too crude. This is an impression of my wife having an orgasm. An impression of my wife having an orgasm. Just kidding, I've never seen my wife have an orgasm. And the one comic, he was talking about choking during sex. Did I hear that right? So I asked my wife during sex one time to choke me, and she would not choke me. And I'm like, why won't you choke me? And she goes, I wouldn't know when to stop. Oh, swallow her like that. Okay. Let's talk to you, 8-track. You guys ever role play in the bedroom? Play like Al Pacino, say hello to my little friend, and then... you ever have sex in the shower? Yeah? I thought it might be tough with the rail and the chairs, I wasn't sure. Can I keep going? You're a good sport, you're smiling. You ever send her a dick pic? It's probably tough with that rotary phone, right? You ever do butt stuff? Look how quiet it is. My wife and I, we tried butt stuff once, and I'm just gonna say this, my asshole still hurts. I sent my wife a dick pic once. She just wrote back, who dis? I had a friend one time, he accidentally sent me a dick pic. And And it said, hey man, we're going to Ruth Chris Steakhouse. Here's a picture of your dessert. I called him, like, what the fuck, bro? And he's like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Because it was meant for someone else. And I was like, does that mean we're not going to Ruth Chris? Yeah, those are fun. I don't know if I should share this because she's in the room. Step out of the room, baby. So she's mad at me. We were shopping at your mall, and she's shopping for a dress for a wedding we have to go to. And she asked me that question no guy should get. She goes, do I look fat in this dress? Now, I'm a comedian. I'm trying to be funny. And I was like, it depends. She was like, depends on what? And I was like, how much is that dress? She says $1,300. And I was like, no. I was like, fuck that, Lizzo. I'm not doing that shit. No. I just had a birthday. I just turned 40 years old. Yeah, my body's changing, man. Things are happening. Like, have you ever seen a melted candle? Or a hairless cat? Everybody has a hairless cat. The cat sniffed my phone, unlocked my facial recognition. Your toughness changes as you get older. I remember being 22 years old at a bar with the wife. This guy calls my wife a fucking bitch. I end up in a fist fight. I go home with a black eye. I'm not proud of it. Last week, we're downtown where we live at the country bar. This guy calls my wife a bitch, and I was like, yeah, sometimes. I still went home with a black eye. I'm having bathroom issues. I had to go get my, you left like you just peed yourself, man. You got the sweetest face. It's rude to ask you how old you are. How much do you weigh? No, I had to get a prostate exam, right? And I've never had one of these, and I was uncomfortable. And when I get uncomfortable, I'm very inappropriate. So this doctor walks in, he puts his hand on the gloves, and I put my hand on his hand. Oh. And I was like, we won't need those. I said, let's raw dog this. He ran out of the office. The nurse walks in and she goes, he said your prostate's fine. It's fine. Sex changes as you get older. I usually wear an Apple Watch in the bedroom. We're in the bedroom, we're doing our thing. I'm like 3 pumps in. The Apple Watch goes, are you on a walk? Siri, I'm having sex. She's like, oh, do I need to open Apple Pay? So I wanted to talk about my jobs a little bit. So I'm actually a naval veteran and retired from the police department. Is that a good thing in Texas? Yeah. I was at a show, man, and this lady yells out, get off the stage, pig. And that's the last time I invite my mother to a show. I'll tase that bitch. I don't give a shit. But what's funny, and keep in mind, I've never met this comedian, and he talked about it today, and this is true. Half of my career on the police department, I was the DARE teacher. So what's funny is I used to teach these kids, just say no to drugs. About 10 years ago, I got my medical marijuana card. Yeah, but do you realize what I'm telling you? I told these kids for years to just say no to drugs. It was my turn. I was like, fuck yeah! And I was not good with the pot, man. I smoked way too much of it one time. I'm walking down the street to pick up my daughter from middle school. Yeah, I don't have a daughter, so... You guys cat people or dog people? Dog, I heard we just adopted a dog. We just adopted a retired canine officer. Sounds cute, right? Not cute when you have a medical marijuana card. We are fucking this dog up. Last time I was smoking, I think he wanted to call the police on me. I felt bad. I told the wife, I said, let's hide our stash in the closet. He's a drug-sniffing dog. He found all of it. He ate all of it. I didn't even know dogs could do this. He comes running out of the bedroom. He had the biggest smile on his face. And we know he liked it because we took him for a walk today. He tried to lead us to the Taco Bell drive-thru. We turned this police dog into Snoop Dogg. I think that's pretty good. Someone asked me why I wanted to become a police officer. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Discounted food. If you don't know, at Chipotle, they give cops, if you have your badge and ID, they give you 50% off. Yeah. If you show your gun, 100%. Kentucky Fried Chicken gives cops 75% off. A lot of people don't know that. I got addicted to Kentucky Fried Chicken. I started eating it every day on patrol. Like most cops are trying to make sergeant, I was trying to make colonel. Like I literally voted for Bernie Sanders because I thought he might be related to Colonel Sanders. Some of the Trump people are like, that better be a joke, comedian. I used to get in trouble on the police department. I'll share a couple of those. We had a sergeant that would fall asleep on the midnight shift like every night. Sure enough, I walk in the break room this one shift. Not only is the sergeant asleep, he has a half-eaten roast beef sandwich on his chest and a bunch of crumbs. I thought it would be funny to take a picture of him and post it on the department Facebook page. Now, in my defense, I thought it was a private page. It's a public page. But what got me in trouble was the caption. I wrote, "This little piggy had roast beef." I got 3 days off for that shit, man. Pulling people over, you gotta do it in the police department. We had this one guy, he's super drunk, and I'm like, "Sir, I need you to step out of the car." I said, "Take the tip of your finger, touch the tip of your nose." Swear to God, he goes, "I'm too drunk, man. You touch it." I did too. I was like, boop. Weird rest. No, but it's good. It's good. All right, you guys want a clean one or a dirty one? Dirty. Dirty? All right. So I'll tell you. You guys are fun, man. I'll tell you my sexual fantasy with my dear wife. And I promise that is not her cheering. My sexual fantasy with my dear wife is to wear my full police uniform and have her eat a donut off my wiener. She agreed to do it. She even agreed to buy the donut, but she didn't come home with the Krispy Kreme. She didn't come home with the Dunkin' Donuts. She came home with the mini Hostess donut. What'd you say? Even that was too big? Fuck you, ladies. No, we've been married a long time. If I'm being honest, my wife treats my penis like the sun. Like she knows it's up there, but she'll never look directly at it. You guys have been fun. Before I do my last little joke here, if you liked me, I am Jim Perry on social media. You can follow me at The Cop Comic. The Cop Comic. I have a couple movies coming out. I'd love to have you. And then 8-Track, you can follow me to Cracker Barrel. All right, this is an impression of my wife. Love you. An impression of my wife giving a blowjob. And I came.